This is the land that we have lived on. We don't have any place to go, and we want to protect our land and our water. This is a 60-year-old Canadian corporation. I've been here 8,000 years. We ain't going anywhere. And we want them to clean up their mess and move out.
This is the Line 3 oil pipeline. It runs through Minnesota's lakes, and it's used to transport a type of resource called tar sands oil from Canada to the United States. Tar sands oil is one of the most toxic fuels, and now the company that operates this pipeline, Enbridge, wants to replace and expand the pipeline. It's not only the fuel that is toxic, but the methods of extracting and shipping tar sands oil carry huge risks. First, to harvest the oil, machines have to inject steam or extensively mine areas, which causes incredible damage to wildlife and ecosystems. One of the most damaging things that can happen is an oil leak. Enbridge claims that the new pipeline will be safe, but history suggests that this will not be the case. Enbridge and Line 3 were responsible for the largest oil spill in U.S. history when the pipeline ruptured in March 1991. 1.7 million gallons of oil spilled into the Prairie River. Activists and communities have been bravely fighting to stop the construction of the pipeline, but the new Line 3 is on target to become operational by the end of 2021. On this episode of One Small Step, sponsored by Seventh Generation, we speak with two women at the forefront of the protest against the new pipeline. Winona LaDuke is Executive Director of Honor the Earth and a resident of the White Earth Reservation. Winona has been instrumental in leading protests against the construction of the new Line 3 pipeline.
So where we live is in a place of water. It's a fifth of the world's water. There's 10,000 lakes and rivers. Well, the pipeline's already impacted us pretty seriously because it's destroyed our wild rice crop. It's the only place in the world wild rice grows. It goes through the heart of our territory, the center of Anishinaabe territory. And that's our main food source up here. People went out there and there's no water because of the drought from climate change and because Enbridge stole 5 billion gallons of water. Rivers were dry. And rivers still are dry, and yet Enbridge got 5 billion gallons of water to run their drills and to continue their operations. Just to be clear, Enbridge has 6 other pipes in northern Minnesota and going to Michigan. New pipes leak. They put in the Keystone XL and they leaked 400,000 gallons of the Keystone XL within 3 months of operation. So new pipes leak too. It's the welds, buddy. It's the welds. And it's also the fact that these pipes have been laying around in the air for kind of corroding for 5 years because they've been trying to put this pipeline in. The shame of this is that Joe Biden did cancel the Keystone XL pipeline. This pipeline is as big as that. It's actually larger than the Keystone XL pipeline, and he needs to cancel this one. There was no federal environmental impact statement done on this pipeline. There was no federal environmental review done at all on this pipeline. And to let something go that Trump thought was a good idea is a big mistake for Joe Biden. You can write to Joe Biden. You could contact Joe Biden and ask him to do an environmental impact statement on this pipeline. You can contact the Army Corps of Engineers and ask them to do an environmental impact statement on this pipeline. That's what we want, is an EIS, because there was no federal EIS. And, just to point out, Enbridge is a Canadian corporation. It's a rogue corporation. We're in a world right now where you have ecological crises of magnitudes we don't remember, catastrophes of biblical proportions. We could go with that description. You have social movements which have surged. So time for solutions. Solutions are a just transition with people of color in the leadership for the just transition. They've shoved a pipeline down our throats, but there's no oil in it. Maybe we could stop them before they shove the oil down our throats too. It's a brutal situation. Governor Walz and President Biden could stop this pipeline. I just feel like it's this moment in time when we have this opportunity to do the right thing. And that means stop at Line 3.
Don Goodwin, member of the Maingan clan, White Earth resident, and co-founder of Rise Coalition, spoke with us about the impact this pipeline will have on their natural resources.
Buju Gagagayashik Indigenous Gawaba Biganikag. My name is Everlasting Wind, and I live here in White Earth. And my English name is Don Goodwin, and I'm a co-founder of Rise Coalition, which stands for Resilient Indigenous Sisters Engaging. And this oil that would go through the line would be equal to 50 coal plants of CO2 added into our atmosphere. All our elements are off balance. So that's going to affect our natural world. We depend on that for cultural sustainability as far as the food that grows out of the water. Our Minoman is very sensitive to fluctuations in water. If I could talk to Joe Biden right now, I would ask him to come and meet the people and understand that we are still here. The Anishinaabe are still here in these lands. And we've been instructed to take care of Minoman and Nibi, water, and wild rice. That is our instructions. My inherent duty as Wolf Clan, Maingan Dudem, it's my duty to protect the environment and the people. We're at that tipping point. We're over that tipping point. I'm confident that our continued education, continued push to get people to wake up and understand what is going on in our world and the importance of our natural world, and to take care of what we have left. Our people are tired of being stepped on, ignored, and oppressed. We're all standing and we're rising. And I'll leave you with Rise Coalition. Our mission and vision is we are the women calling upon you to rise and protect all that is sacred.
Thank you to 7th Generation for sponsoring this episode. 7th Generation invites you to stand with them and the Indigenous activists on the front lines to tell President Biden to stop Line 3 and keep fossil fuels in the ground. Click the link below and sign their petition and make your voice heard. I want to thank Winona LaDuke and Don Goodwin for speaking with us about their continued efforts to protect their sacred lands.